Before heading to the video, if you haven't subscribed the channel, do subscribe it and don't forget to click the bell icon for the latest update notification. If you like the video, do like, comment and share. Stay tuned with learnbay.co. Happy learning!
To cover this topic, just to make sure that the idea of pipeline is kind of fixed. Means I have given a basic idea, I think, during SVM, but let's look it in proper details right now. Now remember, while ever you are doing some machine learning work, remember that there are a lot of steps that could be sequential. And even if when I am running all of this, I can maybe draw things like at one time train data will go, right? Then the test data will also go like this. Okay, so the idea is very simple that if you have a proper pipeline defined, then you don't have to do a lot of this processing again and again. This could be simple imputation scaling. Okay, we are not even talking about very complex pipeline or ideas, but the idea is very simple that if you were to determine a pipeline, it automates some of the work. Like, do you understand what this gas pipeline really does? May I ask you, like, in a more simplistic way, how do you perceive a gas pipeline or a petrol pipeline? That's fine.
It is the path along which we
Sorry.
It is the path along which we push the product. So it's a
Is the
defined.
product. If you really think about it, it is a one hell of a automation. So you can start from a refinery, let's say, where let's say these petroleum products are basically separated and gas is, let's say, pumped. Maybe it is compressed and then pumped into this pipeline. And then it starts moving along these pipes throughout the country or throughout the state or throughout the city. And now I know in India, we don't have gas pipelines everywhere, but at least whoever has seen, they might understand. Now, in a normal day, what would you have done? Let's say if you in your area, the gas pipeline is not there, then. So at refinery or at some packing, wherever the packing of natural gas is done, basically, or petroleum gas basically is done. So first you have to get a cylinder, which should be really of high grade steel, and it should be shield shut. Okay. Now over there, you will put this liquefied gas, fill it up, seal it up, and then maybe load into different vehicles. Again, these will have to take different paths along state highways and whatnot. So transportation is risky. Again, there are various risks involved while transporting natural gas. And then they are put in these different centers like your Bharat Gas or HP, Indane. And from there, you place a call or you book it on internet these days. And hopefully within 1 or 2 days, they will come with on a lorry or a small pickup truck. And hopefully put a new gas cylinder at your place. Still, even just to put that gas cylinder from your doorsteps to kitchen, that could be a hard work, because the full cylinder, a domestic cylinder, is usually 29.4 kgs, right? So you can see there is a lot of manual processing. But what happens when I have a gas pipeline connection? Mostly once it is installed, once it is installed, I have to just unplug a knob and the gas starts to flow. Am I right?
Yeah.
So much of manual hard work is gone. Yes, once someone must have laid pipelines, and yes, maintenance is required, no doubt. But just think about it. Once you turn the knob, you have no idea how the gas or this product is coming from a refinery to your home. But just because everything is in a pipeline, it gets automated so very well. And this is something you can take the same idea for yourself and think like this is what data pipeline or a machine learning pipeline is also going to do for you. Okay, that lot of these steps, once the pipeline is currently defined, maybe you can just save this pipeline later, and maybe you can utilize this with any different kind of or more or similar data, but maybe in different domain. And you don't have to worry about all these intermediate steps if you have defined them correctly. This is what the purpose of pipeline really is. So we are taking a simple data set. Now, the problem is with this example is you will have to just go along with me. So Krishna has told me that we will have to cover NLP. So the idea is we will start with DL and then NLP. So this example will make more sense then, because based on those separations, we have not been going into NLP completely right now. Okay. So we'll go into NLP very soon actually, but you will have to kind of trust me here a bit. Okay. Because again, we don't want to go in complete details right now. Okay, so the idea is to deal with NLP, something like count vectorizer or TF-IDF transformers are really required. And for making classifications, we can use like logistic regression, decision tree classifier, multinomial naive Bayes support vector classifier, okay, or a random forest, okay. KNN can also be utilized. This is of course a supervised data. So the idea is very simple. Based on the text or the writing, you have to tell who is the author. So these are the short forms of author's name. Okay. So based on the writing, we have to determine who is the author. So these are of horror genres. The books are of horror genres, and the writing is provided to you. So the idea is we can build a pipeline, and let me show you the idea of pipeline properly. So what you could do is you could take models in like a list. So you can see this is a list basically of models. Now you can make a pipeline, sorry. Now you can make a pipeline, and this is the pipeline object. In make pipeline, you have to just put everything in a sequence. Now remember, it follows the sequence. So if you say first we will have to run count vectorizer, it will run the count vectorizer, then the TF-IDF transformer, and then the model. Now there are 4 models, and that's why it's running in a loop. Okay, so it will test for each of them, and this is how you later in long run do these things. You define all the models and put them in a list or some kind of array, and basically run a for loop. And then you can append pipeline into a pipelines basically. Okay. Now you can get the exact steps if you want. So if you do pipelines 3 step 2. So what is pipelines 3, if I may ask? What is the third index number in pipelines? Pipelines is a list basically.
SVC.
SVC.
SVC, or basically again, it is a make pipeline object in which the step at index 2 is come on. It is, try to think. Pipelines is what exactly?
Like sequence of actions.
Sorry, can you speak that a bit?
Sequence of actions.
Look, it is basically a pipeline object, okay, and that has been appended into a pipelines list. So when we say pipelines 3, which is index 3, what does it mean?
Take the one where we are doing SVC.
Yeah, that is pipelines object where the model, because the model is the variable here, is SVC, and that you can see through the steps. Okay, so pipelines is a list dot whatever is that object dot steps. Now steps is a function of the pipelines where you can see each and every step, and a step 2 is which again is index. So step 1 is count vectorizer, so this will be referred as 0, and TF-IDF will be referred as index 1, and model will be referred as step 2 here, because there are only 3, right? So you can see it is an SVC, and of course we can run grid search and whatnot here.
So
With
can
this,
you step, sorry.
yeah,
Step
no problem. So what did I just say is, what is pipelines 3 basically?
SVC.
No, not SVC. People are jumping on that really fast. No. Look carefully. This loop was just done
Model object.
to append all the pipeline objects into a list.
Yeah, got that.
Fine.
Yeah.
So when I say pipelines 3, what does it mean?
Pipelines.
Remember, pipelines is just a list right now. So what is pipeline at index 3?
It is nothing but the pipeline addition for SVC.
Exactly. It is just make pipeline object where model
Model.
is SVC, as you can see through the looping system.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now make pipeline, because that's the make pipeline object, right? Make pipeline support something called steps. So how many steps are there? Basically, steps means how many transformers or estimators in sequence you have put, because it's a sequential thing, right? So count vectorizer is at step 0, basically. Let me put it like this. This part is step 0.
Yeah.
Okay. This is step 1. Index, I'm talking about index, okay? And the model is step 2. Now it makes sense?
Yeah. That part I was getting. My question was more that pipelines 3 step 2 basically then is giving us all the components of the SVC in terms of all the parameters we are using for SVC.
Exactly. It will tell you the whole SVC and what parameters currently or what it will be using basically. Most of them will be the default parameters. Cool.
Could you please repeat this, what we have done?
Sorry. Hello, can you say that?
If you could, yeah, if you could please repeat, I didn't get this part. The one from the pipelines.
No. Can you just say which part exactly did you not?
Sir, from the pipelines part, so basically we had 4 models here, 4 models. Each of them are ranked index
Why
from
don't you
0
explain
to.
me? Okay, let's go step by step so that let's see if your understanding is going correct. What do you think this pipelines really is?
We're creating a pipeline of different models
No,
here.
no, careful. That is pipeline. What is this pipelines?
This is an empty list to begin with, which you have declared at the very beginning.
That's an empty list. Okay, that's nothing else. Okay, now what did I do is, as I ran for loop, I appended pipeline. You can see this is in for loop itself right now.
Okay.
So what the pipelines will consist of now?
So in this case, the pipeline will consist of the individual.
You can simply say it will consist of 4 make pipeline object. Agree?
Yeah.
Once
Agree.
the model or once the looping is done. That much is clear.
Yes,
So
sir.
what I'm doing is I'm just running indexing. So what is pipelines 3?
Pipeline is the 4th item, that is a SVC over here.
No. Be careful. Be careful. Pipelines 3 is a pipeline object where model happens to be SVC. That's how you have to think about it. I think people are jumping one step and this is where the confusion is happening. The third index or whatever the index number is, that is still a pipeline object. Understand? Where the model is SVC. Now, because it is a pipeline object, in pipeline object, we have a property called steps. So whatever steps it has, it can show you the whole detail of that step. Is it clear now or still there is a confusion?
Yeah, somewhat clear.
So if you put step 0, let's see what comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Okay. So you want step 0, right? Okay, let's do this. Sorry, I think the next code was actually running. Okay, my bad. Actually, this pipeline.fit was actually happening and then I pressed that actually. Okay, we will have to wait a bit. So these are the things like usually means like you put it there, let it run and then you can go for coffee. Okay, means sometime based on data, it could be really big. Okay, it can actually take a lot of time.
So essentially, what are we trying to do here? There are different models, predictive models over here. And then are we creating a pipeline here and making the data pass through these 4 models over here? Is that the intent?
Yeah, but I did not reach to that point. So if you would have allowed me to finish over there.
Okay, maybe too much of a leap of faith. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, but there's the same thing. I just wanted to everyone to understand what this thing is really doing. So I think it has ran the forward way anyways now. But this, the same thing will happen, keep on happening. Wait, let me do one thing. Okay, I will have to interrupt the kernel. Okay, guys, one sec. Let's make sure that everything is correct. So we got the data and now we are separating it in terms of data. One sec. And now we are gonna initialize with these imports. And now we will look in this pipeline one. Okay, so this I have run right now. Now you guys were asking what is this step? Okay, so let's look at this one. So if I were to run this, what did it just came out?
It is shown the data.
Right, because that is the step 0 if you think about it.
Yeah, so it's giving the parameters which are being utilized for the conductorizer.
Yeah, by default, unless you have not defined, and you can, again, you can see that we have chosen one parameter called stop words as English. Okay, so you can define parameters or change parameters here, right here as well. And if you wanted to try something else, let's say 2 and let's say 2. So what would be the outcome before I press the control plus enter? Come on.
It will be multinomial and be
Yeah.
2 will be
Multinomial.
Okay, and if I do it 0, then
logistics.
Logistic.
Yeah.
Now it is clear what is happening here.
Yeah.
Okay, some of the parts are gonna be now very similar looking. Not much is gonna change. So you are gonna import into split. You are gonna separate your data. So the text is your input, author is the output, and then you are gonna put everything in a pipeline and then do pipeline.fit. That's it. So for pipeline and pipelines, again, you will have to use pipeline object. So let's say I have named it pipeline itself. Pipeline.fit train x train y. Okay, and we run this. It is going to take some time because it is going to train on all four models. So first it's going to convert the data using count vectorizer and TF-IDF, and then it's going to use all the 4 classifiers. Okay, so let it run. So it is still running, I guess. So in meantime, I can put this in control enter as well. So the moment it will happen, it will do the scoring for all the 4 classifiers or 4 pipelines, again where the difference is only the classifiers, and it will just try to get a score value based on the test data. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So once the training is done, then pipeline objects has a trained classifier with it. Okay, and once the trained classifier is available, I can just provide the test X and test Y, and hopefully I should be able to get the scores. Okay, and you see in this case, like logistic regression and multinomial NB actually does pretty well. So yeah, that's the thing that with NLP, you will understand that some algorithms actually work better over there. And like SVM does one of the poorest. So NLP data is a bit of sparse data, and that's why SVM actually doesn't work very well. Okay, because it has trouble finding the correct support vectors in those cases. But that will come later, means once we do NLP properly, you will understand these tricks. Okay, whatever it is, now you have gotten your scores, and of course you can run your cross vals and everything just to be very sure that which is the best model. Does that make sense? Now we also had a separate file called test data. So what we can do here is we can maybe try to do the proper resulting thing. So did I run the whole thing or not? Okay, so basically these are your results. These are the author names. Basically, it predicts in each of them, and you can get the stores, and it can tell you the values over there. One of the major things that I wanted to just cover as soon as possible. There are a lot of things which we are not going to cover right now, but again, these things are important. But one of the things that I have to explain you definitely right now is that any pipeline step you take, any pipeline, you can run grid search over there. And of course, you can run cross validation as well. So anyways, it is grid search CV any day. So what you could do is, and in SVM, we have showed you a bit of this step anyways. So what is this parameter grid? It's a dictionary of the whatever, now it is preprocessor, it is a classifier or whatever you are using. You basically have to tell that what kind of values it should experiment with. It mostly usually is a list internally. So what does this means, guys? If I were to show you this code and ask you like, what does this means?
This is showing the different combinations we should choose for.
Exactly. So for imputer, we are going to use mean ones and median. It's just like using like two for loops here. So first outer for loop could be about this one, internal for loop could be about this one. And an estimator, like let's say if you are running your an estimators is mostly used in your random forest. So if you have your an estimators, we will try with 10 trees, 15 trees, 20 trees, and we will try to see which is the best parameter. Okay. So this idea is you can run your grid search CV and then you can fit the model over there. So you can supply the pipeline here. Okay. And then run all of them in terms of grid search to find the best values. Okay. And this is how you can tune or you can find the best hyperparameters.
So one question.
Yeah.
We are feeding in pipeline. So this pipeline is the same pipeline which we created earlier, or is this is
It could be anything, but yeah, it is from make pipeline object itself. Okay.
So in that pipeline, we had passed 3-4 different models, and then for those models, the other steps which we wanted to be done. So that will get input here. Well, I'm just trying to understand.
Oh, okay. That part, no, that will cause a bit of problem here. Okay. Because then specifying the parameter grid becomes really tricky. So usually we consider it's a single make pipeline object. In that make pipeline object, you could have a lot of things. Now, programmatically, I can achieve that. It's not a problem. I can get a parameter grid for each of them. Okay. So I can get a parameter grid for each of them. Basically, I can make a array of dictionaries and maybe I can work with that. But ideally, when we see the pipeline word here, basically it is a single object right now, which has different steps. And for different steps, you could have your parameter grids.
So this pipeline,
and that you can try and test.
So this pipeline is a defined thing. We are not creating this as a pipeline like we created earlier.
No, it is that. It is that. Okay, so basically in one of the previous examples, because we are not covering everything now anyway.
Yeah, pipeline is equal to pipeline steps.
Basically, you can see their pipeline is nothing. It might be a simple imputer as scalar. Okay. Or it could be like the last pipeline. You can just see the last pipeline. Okay. It is a preprocessor basically. Okay. And classifier. Okay, so that is what we are really talking here about, that it could be any of these pipelines. It's just a make pipeline object anyways. And based on those pipeline objects, you can try to optimize the hyperparameter by grid search CV. So in grid search CV, the requirement is parameter grid that you have to provide in terms of a dictionary. And that's all. Yeah, do you have a question?
So my question, again, I was trying to just get my head around this, that so we defined the pipeline, and the pipeline was that grid search team will take. So for every model we want in the pipeline, it will do the param grid based on whatever the parameters we've given, and
No, it is not doing on every pipeline. It is just doing on one pipeline.
I'm sorry, every model in the pipeline, I'm saying. I'm sorry.
What model?
Like
Oh,
in the
you are
pipeline.
saying that estimator, right?
Yeah, in the pipeline we had defined those models, no, the models which you want considered, like SV or
This is just one pipeline object. This is not a collection of pipeline objects, if that's what you're trying to think.
okay.
Grid says CV. Okay, just I'm trying to explain because what will happen, because the problem will start because of parameter grid. Okay, so either you specify all of them. So at one point, it is just considering parameter grid of becoming of one pipeline only. You can of course try to initialize it as an array and maybe then still make it work. But right now, the parameter grid, when you really think about it carefully, it is only gonna be for one pipeline only. Okay, so these are not collection of pipelines. This is just one pipeline object.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. Any other questions? So is the idea of basic the pipeline thing clear, that how the pipeline idea works? Okay. And of course, you can practice this idea on your own code, that when you can try to merge a lot of different classifiers. Okay. So that can be a really very good way of solving the problems. Okay.